the first in 10, we are going to talk about NCAA. So usually when I talk about COVID, it's in our second down segment where I go through all of the updates for each, sports league. I separated the NCAA this time because there's a lot more going on in the NCAA when it comes to reacting to the COVID-19 environment. So as I stated in last week's episode, the Ivy League met last week to discuss their fall sports schedule, and they actually came out last week and announced that they will postpone all fall sports. They won't even discuss sports happening in the fall. Whenever they said the earliest any sport could be played within the Ivy League is going to be January 1st, no matter what. So they're already putting any sports off the table, before January 1st. That's already out of the question. They're saying it's just a matter of, is it going to be January 1st or is it going to be later than that? That's kind of where they stand on that. And they're pretty much the first domino to fall. And I discussed this last week that everyone's going to wait to see what the Ivy League does, not because they hold all of this power on sports. Really, they really don't. But the fact that they're going out first and saying, hey, we're going to postpone our sports, we're willing to postpone our sports, I think it sent a message to a lot of the conferences out there and schools as to what are they going to do. It set the tone. And I think that was the first domino to fall, unfortunately, because, after that, then you had the Big Ten, saying that, hey, we're going to be playing in-conference games only. And then the Pac-12 came out and said, hey, we're playing in-conference games only. We're going to follow the suit of the Big Ten. And then it's one of those things where they're trying to make adjustments, but knowing what the end result is going to be. They are trying to salvage any hope of playing football by saying they're going to do these things, but I think we all know what's going to happen with the football season, especially for college. We're still waiting for decisions from the SEC, the Big 12, and the ACC, which the AAC already delayed their football kickoff event that was scheduled for the end of this month. So we're already seeing the effects on the football season, and I would not be surprised, again, if these, football, mainly football, we're talking football because they have the biggest audience when it comes to college sports. Football, basketball. We do know that there's other fall sports, but really, football in the fall is where everybody's mind is at. So we're still waiting decisions from those conferences, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. The Ivy League already started they're the first domino to fall, and I think that every other conference is going to follow suit. It's only a matter of time. They're trying to be optimistic on, where they can make some adjustments for now, but at the end of the day, some of the spikes or some of the positive tests are still going up, and we have no solution for it. And we talked about last week, COVID tests are expensive for these schools, and they're gonna have to run these tests for hundreds of athletes every week. It's gonna add up. That cost is gonna add up. And it's not going to be fun for those colleges, especially if they can't charge the paying customer to attend the games. They're losing revenue, and now they have to pay for testing. So they're increasing their expenses and decreasing their revenue. It's not a good recipe for success. And as I stated last week, these schools already operate off of a deficit. Most of these sports programs are already operating off of a deficit. There's only like 3, maybe 2, 3, or 4. There's only a handful of actual programs in college that make revenue that are coming out in the black after a whole school year. Most of them are ending in the red. 99% of them are ending in the red. So we need to be mindful of that. And then lastly, for the NCAA, I want to talk about Stanford because they made the news. Stanford is going to eliminate 11 of its 36 sports. Now that's sad because there's a lot of athletes involved in these 11 sports that they're going to eliminate. So, and obviously they picked Stanford because they wanted to play sports there and get that education, free education. Now I'm assuming that they will still honor the scholarships that they've given to these athletes, but I'm the athletes for sure are going to transfer if they're all about trying to make it professional off of their sport. But directly from the Stanford website, I'll go ahead and read this. So in context, we were writing today with some extremely difficult news. In consultation with the Board of Trustees, we have made the decision to reduce the athletic programs and staffing. Stanford will discontinue 11 of its varsity sports programs at the conclusion of the 2020-2021 academic year. So the sports that they are eliminating is men's and women's fencing, field hockey, lightweight rowing, men's rowing, co-ed, and women's sailing, squash, swimming, synchronized swimming, men's volleyball, and wrestling. All of these teams have the opportunity to compete in their upcoming 2020-21 season, should the circumstance surrounding COVID allow it, before they are discontinued at the varsity level. Regretfully, 20 of our support staff positions are being eliminated as part of this realignment. So again, this is sad. I mean, athletes are losing their sport after this upcoming year, if they're allowed to even play. So some of them might not even play. And then support staff and coaching, they're all getting eliminated due to this. So I'm curious. This is big news for me, because I'm curious to see how many other schools actually eliminate sports. As I stated, a lot of these schools are running in deficit. They're ending the year in red. So if you're going to get rid of the ticket sales for football and basketball, the main two money generators for these sports programs, they're going to have to, there's no way they're going to be able to keep all of these sports programs. So it's a shame. It sucks that COVID has affected it like this, but the schools are going to make these decisions. Again, I expect a lot more schools to eliminate sports, and it's unfortunate. And hopefully these athletes are able to land on their feet at another school. I mean, it's insane. So a lot of these sports that they're eliminating are at only select schools. Not every school has fencing. Not every school has field hockey, rowing, synchronized swimming. So again, that already lowers the amount of schools that these individuals, these student athletes could look at. And I'm assuming some of them will stay at Stanford, just finish their education and say, hey, as long as my scholarship is, honored, I'll stay here, trying to get an education. Not all of the student athletes have the mindset of going professional if they can, or doing the Olympics. A lot of them just doing it for free education, and I can't blame them for that either. So more power to them if they're doing that. But again, hopefully there's not other schools that do this, but I do anticipate this happening. If not now, definitely by the end of the year. So let me know in the comments section what you guys think about the NCAA and their reactions, schools, conferences, in the comment section below. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for more fire sports takes. And for those of you who are on the go, make sure you subscribe to our full show, which airs every Thursday on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and a bunch more. Until then, I'm chucking it up, and I'll see you guys next time.